Hello students, let us start with the first grammar class. This grammar is related to the unit 1 of your textbook. So let us begin with the grammar section. So in today's grammar class, we will go through two topics, okay? First one being punctuation marks and second one being parts of speech, okay? So first let me define punctuation. The best way to define punctuation is the use of traffic related language, right? So when a vehicle is going on with a continuous speed, okay, and it becomes really difficult to manage the traffic, then it would result in some accidents or something like that, right? So to avoid the speed, maximum speed of the vehicles, there are places where timely speed breakers are added. There are places where the diversions are given. Certain point of time, there is some construction going on the road, okay? And we are not supposed to go use that road. And during that time, the indication is given, okay? So this is how in the similar manner, how the road signs, the boards help us to maintain the flow of our travel so that we reach our destination safely. In the same manner, this punctuation is a tool which is used in English language so that while speaking, we do not break, we do not forget the continuity of our speech. But we give certain modulations to our speech, certain breaks to our speech so that whatever we are speaking is clearly understood by the listener. Are you getting my point? So if I speak everything, without any pause and then it will not be, easy for you people to understand. So wherever required, there should be a break. Wherever required, there should be a pause. Wherever required, there should be a stop. Okay. So grammar class, if I take grammar class continuously for, hours together without any break, without any full stop over there, it may become really tiresome for you to grasp that, right? So we stop at certain extent. That is something like a full stop in a sentence, okay? So when we put a full stop to a sentence, it indicates that it has end, okay? For further start, you can wait, for end duration of time. So this is how we are going to learn certain, in the same manner, how we learn traffic rules to learn driving, in the same manner, to learn English, to speak English fluently, to write English fluently, to maintain the decorum of the language, we need to understand punctuation properly. I hope you all are getting my point. Okay, so this was how to understand the easy way to understand the importance of punctuation. Now let us proceed with the proper definition of punctuation. In the written language, punctuation is used, or you can call punctuation marks, is used, punctuation is used or punctuation mark is used to make the writer's intent, clear. Are you getting my point? In written language, punctuation is used to make the writer's intent clear and to enhance clarity. This is the objective behind punctuation marks or punctuation. Okay. Now, the general rule to use punctuation is to retain the meaning of the sentence in a right way. Okay. So, the general use of punctuation is to retain the meaning of the sentence in a right. I hope you all have understood it very clearly. How can we easily understand or compare punctuation? And what is the objective of punctuation? In a written language, punctuation is used to make the writer's intent, what the writers want to convey to us, to the listeners, to the readers, that is conveyed with all the feelings, all the writer's intention to us with all the clarity. And the general use of punctuation. Why do we use punctuation? What is the use of it? What is the aim behind it? So the general use of punctuation is to retain the meaning of the sentence in the clear proximity, in the clear terms in a right way. Okay. So this was all about the aim and the objective of the punctuation in the English language and what is its importance. I hope you all have understood it pretty well. Now let us proceed with the different kinds of or different types of symbols which fall under the category of punctuation, and how do we use these punctuation symbols, where do we use. So everything will go bit by bit. Okay. So as I was discussing with you that we will discuss about the punctuation marks now. So let us begin with the first punctuation mark. Please have clear-cut attention. Let us segregate this column into three: symbol, name, and its usage. I hope it's very much clear to you. Symbol, name, and its usage. So the first symbol is this. Dragging the full stop down. It is termed as comma. Okay, it is termed as comma. It is used to indicate a list, probably list of names, list of things. Okay, it is used to indicate any sort of list. Along with this, it is also used to indicate pause, which can be for a while, not too long than that. So the first symbol was, full stop and then dragging its tail, that is nothing but comma, and this comma is used to indicate a list and to indicate a pause. Two uses we have with this. Let us see the examples of these two uses. Let us take the first example, to indicate the list. So if I am listing out the flowers, for example, rose, lotus. List may indicate, most of the time it may indicate the same kind of objects, but it may also indicate the varied varieties of objects. It's not compulsory that if I am listing out the flowers, everything must be the flowers. Okay. So rose, lotus, jasmine, etc. Or it can be rose, mango, tomato, etc. It can be anything. Okay, it is not peculiar that you should have same set of items over there. And as per the second example, to indicate pause. Okay, so let us see a beautiful example. She went there, but couldn't board the bus. Okay, we are talking about somebody who went there waiting for a while because something suspicious happened over there. She went there, but she couldn't board the bus. So there, if you tell the sentence in a continuous manner, there would be no meaning. She went there and didn't board the bus. She went there but didn't board the bus. This would not give an actual intent of what the writer or the reader wants to say, okay, or the narrator wants to say. So here, when we add comma, we give pause for a second, just a second, for a while. Okay, it goes like this. She went there but couldn't board the bus. Okay, so this is how comma is used in English when you are listing a list of objects, certain objects of maybe varied varieties, and then when you are having or initiating a pause while speaking for a while. Okay, so these are the uses where you use comma. Now let us proceed to the second one, that is a full stop underneath which we have a comma. So this symbol, second symbol, is termed as semicolon. This semicolon is generally used when we are writing the sentences which has correlation or somewhat similar meaning. Okay, so this is used to join closely related. Okay, so semicolon is used to join closely related but independent clauses in a sentence. Are you getting my point? These are used to closely related but independent clauses in a sentence. Okay, now let us see how can we give a better example. Okay, so my sister exercises regularly. Okay, this is one sentence. Semicolon means still you want to say something. Okay, after full stop again you want to add something related to it. So we add saying that it helps her to be fit. I hope you are getting what I mean here. So semicolon is used when we try to combine or when we try to bring together two different aspects of a particular thing. Okay, so here we are mainly focusing on exercise. Related to exercise, we are also writing some close related point with that. So henceforth, we are writing here, my sister exercises regularly. It helps her to be fit. Okay, this is what is the use of semicolon. I hope you all have understood how to use and when to use semicolon. Let us proceed with the third one, that is only a dot. And this dot is termed as full stop. It is very simple. We have been learning it since our childhood. It is used where the sentence or the paragraph ends. Okay, for example, I had my food. That's it. She went out. That's it. Full stop. Okay, so after full stop, you have to give a long gap and then you have to continue with the sentence. Long gap indicates the flow of the continuity should break at the full stop. Not like, unlike comma. In comma, we don't break the continuity, but just be lapse for a second. But here, we don't have to lapse, but we have to stop our speech for a while and then continue with the new intonation. Okay, intonation is nothing but the pitch of the voice should change. Okay, so these were the three symbols what we have discussed: comma, semicolon and full stop. Let us proceed with the next. Again, we move down symbols, name and usage. So fourth one being this, and this is termed as exclamation mark. So when do we use exclamation mark? We use exclamation mark when we give the sudden expressions, where we convey deep emotions, deep sense of emotions. For example, oh, I missed the bus. Can be one way to write. What a beautiful painting can be used, where you are expressing the overjoyous feeling, sadness feeling. Okay, so this kind of symbol is known as exclamatory symbol. Proceeding to the fifth one is question mark, a curve followed by a full stop. So this is termed as question mark. Generally, we use this in question tags when we want to pose any question or ask any question, you can probably say, or you want to interrogate. At that time you use this question mark. For example, what's your name? Are you an Indian? This is how we use question mark when we have a set of doubts in our mind and we are clarifying the same. Okay, next, moving to the next one. So the next symbol is the inverted comma, single inverted comma, which is named as apostrophe. Apostrophe, just don't forget, it is a single inverted comma. This single inverted comma is used first. Let us segregate this so that you understand it in better sense. It is used to indicate position. For example, it is Shreya's book. Okay, and then we can also give example of, let us cancel can. Anybody's guess? Okay, so this is how we can show the position of the object, of the things, of the questions, of the answers by using apostrophe. We also use it when we omit certain letters. Omitting in the sense missing out certain letters. For example, do not can be written as don't. These are called as question tags. Sometimes these are generally used in question tags. Do not, don't. Cannot, can't. Okay, so in this manner we may use apostrophe when we are omitting certain letters. So first we have gone through comma, then we have gone through semicolon, and then full stop, exclamation mark, question mark, and then apostrophe. Let us see the seventh punctuation mark. So the seventh punctuation mark says like this: inverted commas, single inverted commas, and double inverted commas. Okay, so these single inverted commas or double inverted commas can be termed as quotation marks. Okay, these can be termed as quotation marks. Now, when are they used? Okay, when we want to indicate a direct speech, means the direct words spoken by a person. You would see further what is direct speech. So to indicate the direct speech, or you can call it as reported speech. Okay, so these symbols are termed as quotation marks. These are used when we want to, highlight the speech which is directly, or a reported speech which is directly spoken by the person, speaker. Okay, for example, Veena said, "I am thirsty." Ravi asked, "Are you going today?" Okay, so this is how we people use the quotation marks to narrate the direct words of the speaker. Now let us proceed to the 8th punctuation mark. 8th punctuation mark is something called as open and close bracket. Set of brackets, open and close one. Okay, so these are called as parentheses. Okay, these set of brackets are known as parentheses, and these are used to provide extra information in a sentence. Extra information. For example, preheat the oven to 356 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so this 356 Fahrenheit is given in degrees, this Fahrenheit. So we want to write in degrees Celsius, hence we write 180 degrees Celsius. This is an extra information for this sentence. Okay, then you may write, for example, another Queen Victoria lived in a palace. In bracket you may write the name of the palace probably, or kingdom or something like that. You can add extra information for that. So for that reason parenthesis is used. Let us go to the 9th punctuation mark. So 9th punctuation mark is something called as, so this end dash is generally used. This end dash is generally used to differentiate a set of numbers. For example, 2 to 3, 99 to 199. So it is used to distinguish the the number ranges. Okay, so n dash, let me make it clear to you, n dash is a moderate sized minus symbol. Okay, because we may get 2-3 symbols which are like this, so kindly don't get confused. So it is moderate sized a minus symbol. Okay, and now let us go through the next one. The 10th one is smaller, a bit smaller than the n dash. Okay, so let us see the 10th one now. 10th one is really a bit smaller than the n dash, and if you compare n dash with this, n dash will be like this. Okay, so it is a bit smaller in size. This is n dash. Now this symbol is called as hyphen, mostly used in all the technical what we say paragraphs and information when we provide. So first of all, hyphen is used to join adjectival phrases, or you can simply call compound words. When two different set of words you want to join and make it a single word. For example, first class, you can call it as compound words also. First class. Okay, then eyes. Okay, then lower birth. These are few examples of using hyphen in adjectival phrase. Then we also use it in certain prefixes. How do we use it in prefixes? For example, pre-mid-term. Okay, pre-mid-term. Then mid-January. Okay, then pre-independence. Then post-independence, post-war. These are the sentences where we use hyphen, as a prefix. And then we also use prefix in before certain numbers. As I told you, the use of n dash, in the same manner prefix this hyphen can also be used to separate the numbers. So already I have mentioned in n dash, so that it is not required to mention it over here. Okay, let us see the next one, that is 11th one. Let us compare the size first of all. This size will be hyphen, okay, and just little bigger than this will be your n dash, and the one which is really very big, this will be termed as m dash. Okay, so let us take this m dash. This symbol you have to remember, it's really very big in size. So here this gradually the size starts increasing. So M dash is really the lengthiest one when compared to hyphen and N dash. Okay. Now let us see how and when do we use N dash. Generally we don't use N dash much, but when there are certain stories, novels, during that time, when we are reading such, we come across this N dash. Okay. So N dash is generally used to link different parts of a sentence, which are irrelevant with each other. It is used to link different parts of a sentence. The bus was late. I nearly missed my lecture. So this is how you are saying that bus was late, so I missed my lecture. So both may have some indirect connectivity, but directly they are not connected with each other. We are not discussing anything related to bus in the second sentence, nor we are discussing about lecture, about anything in first sentence. But these two actions are consecutively dependent on each other. That's the reason we have used N dash over there. I hope you all have understood when this N dash is used. Okay, when we are linking to irrelevant sentences, okay, which have direct or indirect consequences upon the subject. Okay. Now last but not the least, we will discuss about a shape, a punctuation mark called as ellipsis, which is the narration by three consecutive full stops. And I hope you all have seen, picture abhi baki hai mere dost. Okay, it has never end. So when you have to express the continuity, okay, during that time you use this. Okay, as there was a queen. She ... There is something, you have to complete it. Okay, so in this manner we use it when some text or quotation is missing. Okay, when something is missing we use it, or when we want to continue some action, that time also we use it. And generally it is also used when people want to give very long pause in between two sentences. Okay, it is also used for long pauses. I hope you all have understood. In today's class we have gone through the first objective of punctuation marks. We have seen 12 punctuations. First we have seen comma, then we have seen semicolon, we have seen the use of full stop, we have seen the use of exclamation, we have seen the use of question mark, we have seen the use of parenthesis. Then we have also come across quotation marks, then N dash, then M dash, then hyphen, and then ellipsis. Okay, so this is how we have completed about all the 12 punctuation marks. I hope it's really very much clear to you how to use punctuation marks. So kindly practice few exercises so that you gain grip over the grammar part. Okay, thank you so much. Now let us proceed in the next class with the next part, that is parts of speech.